Hey everybody, Dominic here. And recently we've had a lot of questions from faculty on how they can get learners to engage more with their virtual student hours. This is an essential component of an online class, but you may not always see learners take advantage of it. So there's a few things that we can do to help them take advantage of it more. And the first thing I'll mention is to make sure that you align with your learners' schedules. It's a good idea in week one or maybe even prior to week one of your course to put out a survey to your learners. And among the questions you can ask is when are you most available? What times of the week do you usually have free time? And you can do your best. I mean, obviously you won't be able to align to everybody's schedule, but if you know the times that students are usually the most available, you can try to make sure that you're offering student hours during those times. I would also say that it's a good idea to offer not only some morning times, but also some evening times so that you can kind of hit different time slots for different student schedules. So that's one thing you can do to get more traffic. Another thing that we need to do is make sure that the information for those virtual hours is very visible. My recommendation would be to put your virtual student hours on your course homepage so that when students go to your course, the information is right there. We want to make sure that we have a link on the course homepage that students just click and it will bring them straight in to your virtual hours. And then along with that link, we want to make sure that we say the days and times that you will be in your virtual session. Going along with this, I would also say it's important that you make sure to remind students periodically of the fact that you do have virtual hours and you remind them of the days and times that you'll be in there. So that, they just keep getting that reinforcement of there is that support there. The last thing I'll mention, and this one's probably among the most important, is that you need to give your learners a reason to seek out your virtual student hours. If you simply say that you're available for virtual student hours during these times, and that's it, well, students don't really have much of an incentive because they don't really know what you're going to provide them. Now, maybe you know what you're going to provide them, but just like with everything in an online course, we have to be very explicit. So you may want to let your learners know, if you want some guidance in the homework that we did in the previous week, and I can show you maybe some of the mistakes you made and how to work through them, come to my virtual hours. Or maybe you want to let them know, hey, so we have an assessment coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'd be more than happy to work with some of you to give you some tips to get ready for that assessment. So feel free to come to the virtual student hours, and I can give you some tips to get ready for that assessment. If we give these examples, these very specific examples of what we can do for the learners in those virtual hours, that now they have more of a reason to seek them out. It's something that they will want to, set aside a portion of their day to go and do. And, maybe once a student does it once or twice, now going forward, they will know, okay, I know what I can get help with. But from the very beginning, we want to make sure that we're explicit about that. So those are 3 things to keep in mind with your virtual student hours. If you have any questions about how to get started or what web platform to use or things like that, please reach out to myself or another member of the CPD department, and we'd be happy to get you all set up. Thanks for watching.